Hi guys, I'm Paul Pluto, the method actor who plays Archibald Chesterfield III, and let's do a quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing beautiful French cuffs with a Patek 5127 with the deployant buckle and Paul Smith cufflinks. Today guys, I want to make the video never trust the British working class. That's correct, the British working class. The class system of England is legendary. Basically, the three basic pillars are the aristocracy, the land-holding aristocracy. These are the gentry, the how would one would put this? These are the landed gentry. Basically, they own all the land you can see, and they rent it to their serfs, and they rent the land to crop farmers who pay them a percentage of the taking. So the landed gentry itself there made very good money doing nothing, running a country estate and holding suitable banquets. Underneath this you have the British working class. The British working class providing the labour and means to power the nation. You had the gentry at the top, the landed gentry who would own everything, and then you had the people who actually did the work, the working class. Now, you can see a lot of the working class people, by the first obvious indication is the way in which one speaks. The working class have a different accent depending on which part of the United Kingdom they are residing and have grown up. The interesting thing is with the British working class, they've got their own slang language. Cockney. This is from the East Enders of London, and Cockney was invented so they could have a conversation without the police. That's correct. The law and order. The boys in blue understanding what they are saying. Is your dog and bone? It's rhyming Cockney. Dog and bone, it's a phone. Nasty geezer is a guy. And shooters, well, that's a gun. You can tell the really nasty, very poor, the very underprivileged, the very how does one put this? The very the poorer they are, the more slangy, the more real nasty fuckers. They were really nasty, undesirable fuckers. The truth is, they're the British working class themselves. They worked hard when they were fucking caned and ran with a whip. That's correct. You needed to be a tough master or overseer. The British working class were never to be trusted. In fact, as times progressed, when industrialization happened and no longer you had a man with a whip freakishly snapping and cracking the whip, no, they then established unions, and have a look what was the outcome. The British working class turned really fucking nasty. It's like training a dog with the British working class. If you let the dog be the master, he will bite you. The same thing happened to the British automobile industry. British fucking Leyland, God rest her soul. British fucking Leyland, the working class wanted to have the 3-day working week. They wanted to have a strike. They wanted to have everything. Well, guess what? You fucking lazy, inept, fucking pieces of shit priced yourself out of the marketplace. See, there were other individuals of the working class establishment in Germany, namely the neo-Nazi skinhead sect. And of course there was Mr. Ugasaki at Toyota, Mazda, Nissan, who Honda, who would work their fucking ring off and they would fill your lazy, inept voids. So the reason why the England does not have a manufacturing industry is because the British working class came in and fucking destroyed it with their greed and cesspot of inefficient lies. See, British engineering was legendary. The British were the people who started the Industrial Revolution. The steam engine, the spinning jenny, it was all done in England. One would think with such a step forward that the toils of such brilliance would be there for centuries to come. Unfortunately not. The grubby British working class destroyed this situation by the 3-day fucking week. Even the Germans the Germans in BMW, Bavarian Motor Workshop, could not resurrect this corpse. BMW tried to fix Rover, and unfortunately that was a total disaster, absolute disaster. The even brands like Jaguar and Range Rover now, Land Rover, they are now run by the Indians. Of course, quality must improve with such a stay of change. The British working class completely, they're like the dog and master. When they are being belted with chains and a whip, they behave well. Unfortunately, the industrial laws changed and the overseers were no longer allowed to use a rattan, a cane, or a damn good whip to put their working class people in their fucking place. Which leads us now to the third tier of British establishment, which is the British middle class. The British middle class was a result of this legendary change. In traditional England itself, you had the landed aristocratic gentry owning the land, and the actual work was done by the working class. Over time, as these theandrals sort of progressed, some of them emerged into bank managers and other middle-class white-collar professions. In fact, the term working class refers to anyone who has a job. And in Britain, it was considered very uncouth to actually be employed or have to dirty one's hands with commerce. The British working class developed in some people managed to escape the cesspot and become middle class. The middle class is where true manners and middle class morality emerged from. Unfortunately, the landed aristocratic gentry, well, they had many bad things happen to them. They married ghastly foreigners from Germany and Italy. The enemy, behold, is within the fortress. Yes, that's correct. They married foreigners. The continual labor governments introduced death duties and taxes. It became very hard for the landed gentry. Many landed gentry then moved down to middle class as their estates were sold up and perished. The middle class has many attractive charms. They became quite moralistic. Middle class morality. The middle class itself was the brains trust to the nation. However, with the working class, they were still dodgy fuckers. If any of the landed aristocrat or any of the middle class called in a tradesman, the tradesmen were encouraged to use the tradesman's entrance, because many of the working class would fuck any fucking wench. They would fuck any wench they had access to. Hence the term, the tradesman's entrance, so that they would not soil your floor and fuck your wenches. The British working class today, I gotta be completely frank and honest with you. Do not ever trust them. They are nasty fucking geezers. You can tell these fuckers by their really low-class accent. Nasty fuckers. They're really undesirable characters, and I must say, old chap, the working class, do not trust them. They will do to any industry or business you're involved with what they did to British Leyland. The British steel industry, the British shipbuilding industry, well, that went down with the fucking Titanic. The British working class, one of the most evil groups of citizens ever to hit the country. The working class, yes, the working poor, only useful when they have an overseer with a rattan and a whip. The British working class do not trust these nasty fucking geezers. I'm Paul Pluter. This has been an unofficial video to explain the British working class. Please, Patek Philippe fuckers!
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Mark Goldberg for ArchieLuxury AC3, the Pontiff Satan de Ville. I want to sincerely thank you for having sat through this video, because I know it was awful, but you know what? You do it for the greater good of humanity. Thank you so much. Now, a couple of quick pieces of homework. Now that you've watched this video, I would like you to hit thumbs up. If you must, hit thumbs down, but if you'd hit thumbs up, I would especially appreciate it. Go ahead and leave a really nasty comment and tell him how awful this content was, but most importantly of all, the entire reason that I am linking up with ArchieLuxury in the first place. I am a published author. Let dogs be dogs. Available at bookstores, Amazon, and electronically somewhere near you. Remember, ArchieLuxury. He's not just a figment of your imagination.
David S.W. David S.W. David S.W. Who does ArchieLuxury recommend is the greatest grey market dealer in America? There's only one choice, David S.W. That's right, guys. I've got to tell you the honest truth. I have for a long time been looking for the perfect answer. Who do I recommend people go to see? Who do I recommend that people can go and buy watches? And I've got to be honest with you. The greatest pre-owned dealer for Rolex, Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet is David S.W. David S.W. David S.W. DavidSW.com. That's right, guys. I have been looking for a contact who I can very nicely refer people to. I am not in the selling business. Customer service, I'm too old to sell watches. I'm too old. I like to recommend my viewers to a reliable source. In Australia, I've got some great sources. There's Sydney Watch Exchange with Cove, Ronnie at Vintage Watch Co, Shani at European Watch Gallery. And in America, who is the best source for pre-owned Rolex? For all the hot models? There's only one person I would recommend, David S.W. David S.W. David S.W. That is the premier source for pre-owned Rolex. I gotta be completely frank and honest with you. Guys, if you are looking for a hot Rolex model, there is only one place you can go to. David S.W. David S.W. David S.W. Let's be honest, guys. There's no point schmoozing the dealers, the ADs. They're just a waste of time. Unless you're going to buy 20 pieces, you are wasting your time. What you're better off to do is pay the market premium and go to a good pre-owned dealer. Who do I recommend? David S.W. David S.W. David S.W. That's correct, guys. I want to tell you this now. I 100% stand behind David S.W. David S.W., the greatest pre-owned dealer in the entire United States of America. That's right, the greatest pre-owned dealer for Rolex, for Patek Philippe, for Audemars Piguet, David S.W. He even does things like FP Jean. David SW, David SW, David SW. That's right. If you want to buy a pre-owned Rolex, a Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, there's only one good source I would recommend. David SW, David SW, David SW. I'm Paul Pluter, the method actor who plays Archibald Chesterfield III, and I'm proud to recommend David SW. See you later. Thank you for watching this channel.
Bye.